Welcome in everybody to the Button Mash
Mug smash.
podcast. That's right, I am Palad Evan, joined by.
Noisy face.
That's right, and it's 2026.
It's 2026 and somehow it is still January. January is 300 days long.
Man, does it feel like it. Alright. We got some stuff to talk about, though. Gaming space, it's been a little quiet because we're all dying of RAM. That's it. Just RAM. Not obtaining it, just looking at it through Windows, knowing that we can't sell our house to get it.
And knowing that you can't flaunt your exclusive in someone else's face. That gone
Yeah.
are the console wars of
Which
old.
is sad, because I was a little pony for a long time. Now I'm just everywhere. Like a little hoe. Getting Gears of War on PlayStation, but then they get all of my stuff. They get Spider-Man on the computer. But at the end of the day, I guess you gotta grow up eventually, right? And that's console wars are fun, like when you're 20. And after that, it's like, okay, unless I'm arguing with my nephew, it really doesn't matter. like, oh, but actually, speaking of console stuff, though, we're just actually coming off of that Xbox Developer Direct. Finally got to see some Forza.
Yeah.
And some Fable as well.
Fable.
Yeah, which is pretty nice. So, I'm pretty excited about that. You want to, I apparently have to fiddle with the TV. I'm not sure if you saw the flicker.
There is flickery.
Flicker.
Well, so I will say that just kind of looking at Fable as a space, it seems very ambitious in what it wants to do. Just hearing that there are over 1,000 NPCs is crazy. And the TV is still jacked up. But
you know what? Hashtag deal with it. It may just be a resolution thing. Just try not to look at it, I guess. We could be prone to migraines today, which could be fun.
I mean, Jill is staring at you in disappointment, which we'll cut to that background in post. Give you more editing work.
Joke's on you, Noisy Face, because you're editing this one.
That's
you
true.
Don't have enough.
Anyway, yeah, just wait till you see Nemesis, who we can't see, looking at me in disdain as well.
We should do that once. We should each of us edit an episode and not say who edited it, and then you have to figure out who it was.
Oh yeah,
that'd be fun.
But that would be fun.
Anyways, anywho, speaking of the NPCs in Fable, there was a comment that came out on the internet.
Oh no!
I don't know from who, but the comment was 1,000 NPCs, and I don't want to marry any of them because apparently all of the NPCs in Fable are hideous. The four. No, there was a merchant, bro. The 5.
A merchant.
The 5 that we saw in the 40-second clip on not marriage material.
Yes. Well, and that's, it's a byproduct of the industry, I guess. That's there. Let's face it. There are some golems in video games. I could think of just about any.
You don't want to marry golem?
No. What? Smeagol. As one of the, one of the river folk out there. That's okay, but golem. It's got the big old Mardi Gras head and the eyeballs and stuff like that. It just doesn't work. And there are golems in every video game. And Fable is kind of renowned for that. I don't go to Fable looking for smashing, so to speak. Like, it's just not really my thing. I don't really see why it would be anyone's thing in Fable, to be honest. Like, that game's a fantasy game. And sure, you can smash people in Dragon Age or in Mass Effect, but those put points of emphasis on it. Like, so you're gonna have like more attractive, romanceable cast members.
Well, it's interesting because as conversations go, y'all know this is how our show forms, and if you don't, you do now.
Yeah.
If we start talking about things and bantering and saying, "Hey, that would make a good topic," so on that. He's trying. Now I can't see myself.
Nope, you're.
How will I know
you're-
what
you're-
faces I'm making? That's very Grinch energy. Anyways. God.
I can't see myself at the moment either. We
Yes,
formulate
But
things
anyway,
on the fly, generally.
so we formulated this idea of number one, attractiveness is it's subjective. Whether you find someone attractive or not is your own cup of tea. But in the realm of saying that no one in Fable is attractive, to games that you play, that hint of like, hey, I'm just assuming if you're playing Hoonie Pop that you're there to see some TNA. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But on the topic of, smashing and TNA and things like that, it leads us down two very
Test
different
and Albert,
roads.
by the way.
One road leads to Resident Evil, and one road leads to Dispatch.
It's so true. And it's so this recent subject matter. It's kind of funny that these also came out in the same little IGN blurb. I
Yes.
saw is dude's so we'll start with the nice stuff. Resident Evil 9 in development. I guess when they were working on Leon, it was more, they wanted to get ones and zeros. They want Leon to look good. He's a pretty guy. He's always been a pretty guy, right? He's a little, not so much in RE2, but in RE4 when he got the comb over and stuff like that, it's on, baby. The ladies have been in ever since.
He can flip a gun at me anytime. That motherfucker aged like a fine ass wine.
Yeah, and he's throwing kicks like he's 20. I'll tell you what, if I'm in my 50s and I can throw a gorgeous kick and smash someone's head, man, I'm going to be doing okay. Then I just got to get the wig and the jacket and the rest, right? But anyway, what they did for Leon is during development, they would bring in girls. They bring in their staff members and stuff like that who are girls who are, what do you think? What could be improved upon? What looks good and stuff like that. Really weighed in on their opinion overall of making Leon hot, right? And that kind of makes sense. Leon's been after Ada his whole life. Maybe now he has a chance because he has the approval in his looks of an entire studio.
Mm-hmm.
Of great gals who made him look beautiful.
The way his neck moved and the what wrinkles were pronounced and what wrinkles were not pronounced was a very big focus. And it's just interesting how when you can collectively, I think as a society we can look at Leon and say that's a good looking man. It shows when you take that care and that thought into designing something.
Well, and then it brings about a couple points in the commentary of the attractive character in video games, right? Because let's face it, even though he's the main character of Resident Evil, Chris Redfield is just, he's not as attractive as Leon is, right? And a lot of the dudes in Resident Evil are more attractive than Chris. But Chris is the grizzled war hero, the gaunt, the built, freaking stocky dude.
Well, I would say
even classic Chris was kind of
most attractive in Code Veronica. I would say.
I was about to say, classic Chris had a very kind of generic look to him, kind of like Superman, right?
Yes.
He is
very Superman.
A very Chris Reeve Code Veronica Chris
Yes.
or RE1 remake, and that works. Don't hear what I'm not saying.
It's like Henry Cavill. It's like Henry Cavill as Superman, and Henry Cavill as The Witcher.
Oh,
as
Geralt. Yes.
Very different. It's the same man.
It's the
but
same
dear
dude.
God. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, one of those things is not like the other.
Yeah. It's I mean, it's a good thing.
Toss a coin to my Witcher.
It's
That's all I'm saying. That guy's also hot.
Well, but
by the
he's
way.
also a good-looking Superman as well. Henry Cavill. He could pull off James Bond. I know he came out asking or expressing an interest in being 007.
No, he's in the new Highlander.
Well, good luck. I mean, I didn't realize we needed a new Highlander, but it is what it is. But yeah, at the end of the day, like the conversation about attractive characters in video games in general, obviously it's a divisive one because I mean, especially nowadays, like you were talking about Fable earlier,
Mm-hmm.
and I was there for that trailer reveal, and I personally don't believe the main character was attractive in that trailer. I also don't come again to Fable for that. Like
well, it's like playing.
know,
It's playing Harvest Moon and saying, "Yeah, that's the one I want to romance," and that's a very artistic style. Or the people who play Stardew, who play it with the original art, but then play it with like the glow up versions of the NPCs. There's a mod you can put in
Right.
where when their picture pops up, it's like a more defined art style,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Man, I didn't realize like." I always romance this person, and now that I see this picture, I'm like,
right. Well, and that's it's just I just don't go to Fable for that. And like you said about Stardew's, there's just some games you don't go to for that. Like, I don't play Zelda with intent to like smash. Like I don't. And even though Zelda's very attractive in Breath of the Wild
Goron's
or in
How can
Ocarina,
you say
I-
no to that?
you don't be knocking on Darunia or Daruk. Don't slam on the Gorons. They're hot. Literally, they eat Dodongo rocks out of volcanoes. Like, oh, they hot. Or like Prince Sidonis. My friend loves him. She has a crush on him. He's a fish prince. He's just the actual fish. And he's like, and does a little thumbs up and stuff. And she's like, my knees. He's a fish. But to each their own. Everyone's into their own thing. My point is, I don't go to Zelda looking for that. I would go to Zelda looking for like an adventure and stuff like that. And you can have both.
I don't go to Resident Evil being like, who am I going to smash today? And why is it not Salazar?
Salad. You don't like Salazar?
I would not smash, is what I said.
Not a fan of a little man.
And come at me, fam, because I would smash OG Carlos over new Carlos.
I don't know. Because if you put new Carlos in OG Carlos's hair, he looks really bad. But then you put him in his new hair, and it's like, no, I get it. It looks alright. Plus, you would live in a cruel Carlosless world?
Yes.
Shame. Well, then you could just play RE Village, and he's voiced... Same guy voices Chris Redfield. So you can just... Jeff Shine, throw out to you, brother. Like, anyway... Yeah, there are some games you just don't go to, and some games have them both. Like, I go to Devil May Cry to lay the smack down on demons. That's it. To destroy everything. And there are hot chicks in Devil May Cry. Sometimes that's how it goes. Tomb Raider, you're in there for an adventure. We all know who Lara Croft is. She's an attractive lady. Nathan Drake, I'm sure on the other side of the fence. Hey, he's a good looking dude. Same kind of adventure, right? So you can get there, but I don't think that should be a driving force, like where people, there's 1,000 characters in this game and I just can't smash one. That means you're kind of like Ted Mosby.
Well, yeah, that
you're
makes
very
me wonder,
picky with who you want to be
what are
with.
your standards? I need to see your hear me out cake.
Yeah.
I really do.
When you said all of them monsters and you had that brief pause there.
Do you think I was going to say Resident Evil?
No, I thought you were going to say Monsters, Inc. I was like...
Who's your hear me out from Monsters, Inc.? Is it Cecilia?
Oh, I don't know. Because, Roz...
I gotta go Sully, probably.
Yeah, Sully's probably the
the
easy pick. I'm surprised at you though. You don't like Randall.
Dog is being insane.
He disappears.
This dog has been sleeping all day, and the second we start the podcast, he's just an oaf of a man.
Time to mess around. That's how it goes. But yeah, at the end of the day, I think that's what it comes down to. Like, there are games with romance mechanics built in. Mass Effect. Like,
Date everything.
yeah,
Drink
or
daddy.
Colonel Sanders' love
Sanders.
game or
I
whatever that
love you,
was.
Colonel
Yeah,
Sanders.
The Sims. But like Fable, it does have it. Like you can get married, you can have a family in Fable.
Yes.
You've always been able to, basically. Like, and that's cool. But that's not like the chief thing that game's about. So when you're kind of writing a blast piece on it, it's like what else? What's good about Fable? Oh yeah, you haven't played it. You watched a trailer and were like, "Oh, the people don't look good or anything." It's like, okay, you watched the same trailer that I watched, and yeah, it would be a standards thing at that point. Is there's not a single good-looking person, not a one. It's almost like I raised him.
Our dog's
Because-
like, fuck your itinerary.
Yeah. It's like, I don't care about your show, Doc. I care about walking around. That's how dogs are. Okay. Actually, we both cracked our beers without discussing
Yeah,
what
we
they
did.
are. So there's a
Max
good
Lime Coffee Porter. It's not good. It's not great, in my opinion. I've had better coffee porters. Like, I think Sad Panda. Well, that's a stout. Well, never mind. I've had better coffee beers than this. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just gonna drink this in silence.
It's not good. It's not great. But apparently it was enough for her to start messing up her words. Max Lane Coffee Stout. No, it's all right. We've talked about some like forgettable stuff.
Yeah.
Like I could have this whole 6-pack and I'm like, "Oh yeah." And maybe it'll grow on me on like can 2 or something like that, but right now just sipping on it's not doing anything super memorable. And not everything has to, but as part of the show, we like to talk a little bit about our beer. And I think for a coffee beer, again, you brought up a coffee stout earlier, that does work.
This tastes more like a black cup of coffee and a bitter cup of coffee than...
This doesn't taste like coffee to me. This tastes like a porter.
It tastes like black tea. Does
Yeah.
that make sense? That has that same bitter rumination.
Yeah, I'm not getting coffee from this. But
Yeah, so talking about, who you want to smash in games and character
Tifa.
models, and who doesn't want to smash Tifa, and
Aerith, probably.
Such.
Like, I'm guessing.
and such.
Like, Yuffie's down. She's like, no, I'd
I saw an article today too that I did have to research to make sure that it was accurate. What you should when you're reading news and things like that, but there's so much, AI, or sometimes they'll say something in the title and they're clickbaiting. They're not giving you the entire phrase or the entire nuances. I've played the demo of Dispatch. Now I will say that The Wolf Among Us 2 is one of my favorite games.
Wolf Among Us.
Yes.
Wolf Among Us 2 doesn't exist yet.
My brain is hopefully manifesting it, but
Coffee porter.
OG, it'll get you crunk. The
I guess.
OG Wolf Among Us is one of my favorites, not just because it's about fairy tales, that's a big draw, but when it gave me an option to say fuck you, my character actually said fuck you.
Right.
It wasn't like in Tell Me Why, when you choose fuck you and it was like, you have ugly shoes or whatever. Like, I would actually say
Tell me why.
what I would pick. Yeah, tell me why you made that game.
Yeah, this is
I have
just
thoughts
what
about
goes
that
on
game,
in my
but-
head.
I love that just in the beginning of Dispatch, that's the feel that you get. I also love Always Sunny. I love BoJack Horseman. So that line between comedy and depravity is a very fine line to walk. And from the second I booted up that demo to the second I finished it, I know that this game is going to push a little bit. It's going to push an envelope, and it might be uncomfortable to some. Now, I read today, and I had to go research, that specifically on Nintendo Switch, you do not have the option to toggle on and off censoring. So it's going to automatically block out any and all nudity. and automatically bleep or mute any and all cuss words. Now, this is an M-rated game, and that's fine if that's your cup of tea. But if I paid $40 to play it on the Switch, I better have all the features.
Yeah, I agree. Like, so the ESRB rating system exists for a reason.
Yes.
If it pops up and says rated M for mature and tells you why,
Tells you why.
That's right. Why'd they make that game? Anyway, like, no, if it pops up and says, hey, there's nudity, there's suggestive themes, there's comic mischief, anything that might fall under that purview, it'll get that rating. And you, as a consumer, need to be educated enough to abide by that rating. Otherwise, you might be surprised. Now, in relation to this discussion point, I will say a toggle isn't a bad thing.
It's not.
Like, Alan Wake 2 is very, very rated M for mature. Like,
well, and we were talking about this,
yeah,
where
the toggle for it is
toggle
nice.
to choose, what you want to see, but it is, to me, it is delightfully inclusive to know that we are now getting male nudity and not just rear and frontal. And that's something that I myself growing up with, you don't see.
Yeah, that wasn't like a
female nudity is pretty much a norm, you know, so.
Well, I would say like belly button up, yes, generally.
Well, and then I guess in a sense the male nudity is too. I guess I shouldn't.
Right. Well, I know what you're referring to. That
yes.
was, and that's not commonplace. I mean,
the little man, if we should.
Yeah. The little man. Odd job.
Odd job.
For any of my my GoldenEye fans out there. Well, not GoldenEye, but he was a playable.
You can toggle this on and off, and that's your perspective.
Yeah, I think as players, consumers, yeah, if you're blowing the money to get this, you should be able to have your experience, and it's kind of like buying on PC. You can tailor your graphics settings and things like that. Well, again, Alan Wake 2, I can have nudity on, or I can turn it off. Like, so the idea that this toggle, by the way, is available on every other platform.
Yeah, every single other one.
For dispatch, PS4, I don't know if it's on, but PlayStation.
PlayStation, Switch, or not Switch. Well, what's it available on?
Yeah,
PlayStation, Switch, PS5. Xbox, Steam, I think.
Okay.
And maybe Epic, I don't know. I'd have to look.
Okay, but the idea remains the same. Is the only platform where this is not a toggle is on Switch.
Supposedly it's because of censorship laws, but to which I also say bullshit. Because, we live in Colorado. I live in the United States of America. It is my right to pay full price for a game and have all the features available to me because that is not censored where I live. In my country, it is not censored. So what are you going to tell me because the Switch isn't manufactured here? Or what's your excuse? Because you were talking cyberpunk.
Garbage. Yeah. And that's kind of what I'm saying is the line isn't neutral. And that's why I don't think that this has anything to do with wherever, with the locale. I think this was a Nintendo move because Dispatch is a very popular game. And Nintendo does like to lord themselves over certain things. So they took the option away. Which is strange because you take a photorealistic game like Cyberpunk, which is on the Switch too, which features more than one instance of nudity and sexual content, and that stuff's not removed from the game. To my knowledge, I don't have a Switch too, but I would think that we would have heard about it.
Right.
Or games like The Witcher 3, which is on Switch 1, and, you have Yen, who you can hook up with. I always forget the other girl's name, but...
That other chick no one cares about.
The hot redhead. She's cute. I just can't remember. Triss. Like, there you go.
Have a tryst with Triss.
Yeah, so, but those scenes are likely still there. Red Dead Redemption. is also on Switch, and that features you have a whole dialogue with a guy while he's
Well, no,
kind of
so this has me curious.
getting intimate.
Is
Let's
it
say
just language and nudity? Because is that where we draw the line, or is Resident Evil going to be different because of the violence and the visceral nature of it? Because if we're not censoring that, then where is our category? Where is our category? Where does it lie?
so with
What are our
Resident
lines in
Evil
the sand?
will be region specific. I only know that because of
But the
the
Switch is
Biohazard
not
different
region
versions.
specific. It is for dispatch, at least it's across the board. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So why aren't we doing that with other games across the board?
Right.
Now, if you're telling me right when I buy it on Switch, hey, the game comes like this, and I know what I'm getting into, cool.
Yeah.
I'm willing to wager by the article that we did not.
I was gonna say, like, this still comes down to consumer research. But the fact that you had to go to a third party to get this article and it wasn't in and it may be on the box
sources,
art. Again,
several sources.
I don't have the game. I haven't seen the box art. I haven't read disclaimers. It could be there. It could be there, and they could be like, nope, this game has been censored for blah 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 blah. Something tells me that it's not, because that would make the ESRB rating system redundant, which is also kind of where I stand on this discussion piece in general. Make it a toggle. Stop trying to be redundant, Nintendo. Stop trying to control everything.
Yeah.
You do have a problem with this already with your stupid little crap you do every year. So maybe just don't, and give the consumers the option to be adults.
Yes.
And to consume how they
and I personally
would like to consume, whether it's on or off.
When I played the demo and it said, this game is rated M for mature, I'm sitting there, as a student of like God of War and Lollipop Chainsaw and Bayonetta. I've seen Hoonie Pop. I've never played Hoonie Pop, but I did watch Markiplier play it. My thought is, well, how mature are we talking now? Because now I'm intrigued. Because, where I want to have my little harvest moons and play around and grow some farms, and your idea of flirting is like, here, you like this flower? I got 8 more in my pocket.
That's how you get 'em,
when you're
guys.
getting
That's how you get them.
nudity and sex and things like that in a
flowers.
game, it's the things that I like to consume I can do in any shape or form. It's definitely a game. Dispatch is a game that I want to play because of the feeling I get from it. Because of that reason, it is not something that I would play on a streaming service or like your YouTube platforms. I would not play it on that because I want to experience it for what it is. I want to hear Jacksepticeye curse.
Yeah. Well, and
that's all
that's a little bit of an element that goes into the whole game playthrough gig. My experience with Alan Wake 2 would have been very different out here versus in the room, providing just kind of thinking about or saying what I'm thinking in real time versus just that concept of just getting fully immersed in writing. The power of a good pair of headphones, right? That sort of thing. And it's all within the same context, but you're right. You have to, especially if you're going to put stuff out on YouTube and stuff, that you want a toggle or something like that. My playthrough of Alan Wake 2, it utilized a toggle. The nudity wasn't there and everything for good reason. Because, yes, it's my channel and I might mark it for adults and stuff like that on my uploads, but I also know how YouTube's algorithm is.
Yes,
and
it's being
YouTube is
of guidelines
that platform. And when I say that, I know it's like, oh, well, I'm not giving Nintendo this pass, but I'm kind of giving YouTube this pass. I understand what those restrictions are for my uploads going in. I also understand that as a consumer, when I go buy a game, the ESRB rating is telling me what restrictions should be.
Yes, and
so Nintendo
Switch...
going on top of that and censoring, whether it be dialogues or, certain
Yeah,
scenes
taking
and
that option away
depictions.
from you. The Switch and the
That
Switch
doesn't give
2
you the option,
aren't
yeah.
open in their marketing by saying, hey, all the content that you see here will be PG-13.
Yeah.
Any game that comes out for the Switch will be censored, and if it's not able to be censored, it won't be on the Switch. They're not saying that, and that's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Is they're not being upfront about what you're buying.
Yeah. Yeah, I guarantee, like you said, it's as we're talking about Resident Evil 9, we're a month away from that game. All the footage we've seen, oh, it's gory. It's,
It's very gory.
you're blowing up zombies. You're like, yeah, you're
screechy
stomping
bride
their
woman
heads
is
in
the
and
stuff
stuff
of
like that.
nightmares. Dear
That's
God.
awesome, right?
No.
Oh, that game's gonna be so cool. But anyway, the gore element, I doubt they're going to tone that down. And the only way they would tone it down is what I mentioned before. Is in Japan, Biohazard, for those who don't follow Resident Evil outside of the States, in Japan it's called Biohazard, and they release Z versions of the game, which are way lighter on gore elements
They
and
are
stuff
very.
like
I've
that.
seen the difference.
So I could see, like, when Resident Evil Requiem comes to Switch 2, there will likely be a Z version because there was even one for Village, right?
Yes.
But in the States, are we getting just that raw PS5 PC certified gore? Because if so, why is what's good for the gander not good for the goose with Dispatch having some swears and stuff and
as
some
a Z
nudity?
version.
Like,
It's marketed as a censored version.
yeah,
So that's what I'm saying. It would be one thing if they would say, okay,
they'd
you're
show it
getting
on the art.
You're only getting the censored version of Dispatch on the Switch. But they did not say that, and they did not disclose that when purchasing it. And frankly, if I would have spent $40 there and not, somewhere else, when I have the option to buy my game other places, if you would not have disclosed that and I would have bought it on the Switch and found out it wasn't even the same version of the game, I would have been very upset.
Been angry.
I would have been very upset.
That's why it was really simple. When Final Fantasy VII Rebirth came out, the Costa del Sol scene happened. Where Tifa and Aerith walked up in swimsuits and Cloud was like, like Genie, with the freaking mouth out, and it was like,
I mean,
this.
You want to talk about
I'm gonna
that.
buy this
I
game.
Talk about the Honeybee Inn and sex on legs that is Cloud.
Woo! Here at the Honeybee Inn. Man, I gotta play Remake here soon. Speaking of Final Fantasy VII, cool little bit of info. Actually, Final Fantasy VII Remake did come out on Xbox. My cousins are finally going to be able to play it because they haven't been over on PlayStation or on the PC side or anything. So that is going to be really awesome. But also another fun little bit of Final Fantasy VII news is actually earlier today. Steam, or Square Enix rather, announced that they're going to be releasing an updated version of Final Fantasy VII on Steam. So there will be the 2013 edition that we all bought and have in our library. Let's face it, we all have the classic. But then they're going to have this updated one, which I would assume will be like the one that we got on PS4 and Xbox Series and Switch, where you got like the modifiers, the max damage, always limit breaks and stuff. What I'm curious about, though, is since it is free, if you already have Final Fantasy VII, is it going to have that stupid launcher or anything like that? Because that stupid launcher makes the game really hard to play on the Steam Deck, because you have to map a button to a keyboard command to be able to even launch the game. So if they get rid of that and just have this kind of uniform version, oh yeah, classic Final Fantasy VII on the Steam Deck, what more could you want, man? It's one of the greatest JRPGs in the world. Second, probably only to like Legend of Legaia or FF10 or Chrono Trigger.
Speaking of which, and us, collecting consoles and things that are no longer manufactured, that would be our Steam Deck, baby.
That's right. That's right. The Steam Deck LCD. We've got it, and they don't make them anymore. They only have the OLED models, which only makes me want an OLED model even more. But Deck Life is weird. That's turned into a JRPG machine. It's perfect for that. Like, you don't need super active battles or anything. If it's turn based and you can kind of manage things, again, Final Fantasy X is a great showcase of what you should be playing the Steam Deck
Well,
with.
speaking of like deck life and games on the go, um, we are on a buying freeze and we'll talk about that in a bit. But I dip my toe in the water and get Game Pass. Number one to try Fable. And number one to try Fable on the ROG.
On the ROG Ally. Yeah.
These are the questions.
What's that? But honestly, of the two that got shown at the direct, we'll talk more because there was another game that got shown at the direct too. But I'll bet Forza performs incredibly well on a handheld form factor. That type of game, I just something tells me that your ROG. It's not the Xbox ROG. It's just we're not millionaires over here. We have a PlayStation pillow. We don't have a PlayStation plaque. Like, we have a regular ROG, and that thing runs games so well.
Well, I'd also be interested.
I'll bet
to
it would
see,
run Forza.
Something like Forza with your haptic sticks.
Mm-hmm.
That's a game changer. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah. That's what's cool. Like right now, it seems like so. Let's give credit where it's due. The Nintendo Switch got everyone's eyes looking at that kind of form factor, and then the Steam Deck was like, okay, here's the gold standard, right? And now everyone's making something, and it's gonna be cool. But man, it already is cool. Like, how old is the Steam Deck? And we're just enjoying it.
I have to go get our needy dog that I just put out there.
No, guys. Just in relation to Steam Deck in general, like the removal of the LCD model was kind of sad because it was one of the best barrier to entries, low cost rather barrier to entries that we had in the gaming space, and for it to be gone now, the closest is a mid-gen Steam Deck OLED, and you're looking at maybe like $500, right? So it's a little tougher nowadays. And then you package on the RAM crisis, you package on struggles with GPU manufacturing, finding GPUs, building a computer, anything like that. And the looming question while we're talking about Valve and Steam is, how much is that Steam machine gonna cost on 8 gigs of VRAM and some dated chipsets? Like, it's going to be tough to really iron things out, and one of our best barriers to entry is gone in the deck LCD.
I think if you want it to sell well and you're willing to take a bit of a hit, knowing that it will sell well, you go 6 to 8. 6 to 800 is your sweet spot. Maybe even 850. And that's pushing it, but I think that's where you lie, because you are going to take a hit, but there's going to be, the second it can be pre-ordered, it will be
it'll be sold out.
It will be sold out for months and months and months and months.
Yeah, there are going to be people that are just going to lock in, early adopters, just like with the Xbox ROG Ally X. Is like, it's a $1,000 machine, and that thing was gone. Mm-hmm. Like, there are going to be enthusiasts who jump on the train. And yeah, the Steam machine will likely be a good, I don't know about low cost, but a good affordable way in some capacity to get Steam OS into your living room without having to worry about the rig or anything like that. Now, the drawback though is the lack of customization you're going to have, because it's a very small form factor. Like, very small. It is a cube. It's the Gabe cube. Like, so I don't anticipate you're going to be able to easily upgrade it. At least not in the GPU category. And then your onboard GPU's only got 8 gigs of VRAM, which I know everyone likes to sit here and talk about how, at least big NVIDIA, AMD are saying, 8 gigs is enough. Is it? Because it's not. Like, 12 and 16 are becoming the standard for a lot of games right
Right.
now, and 8 gigs at a $700-800 price tag.
Who I would say it's
Mm,
for is people who are ready to dip their toes into a PC gaming space and start out.
yeah.
It's also for people like us who have amassed a giant library of everything, that you could run um, very easily, like, Final Fantasy 1. Or
Hmm.
you're going to need some horsepower to kick, which is like Cyberpunk. So it's a great, for someone
It's
like
going to
us
be a good
who,
catch-all for a lot of stuff. Like,
yes. If you don't want to build out a gaming tower and get into specs and what does what, it's a great thing to look at and go, oh, versus if we were to turn the camera around and show you our setup in the living room where we have a literal computer tower, we could now have,
we're recording on.
something smaller
Hey,
to do your gaming. Not to, you
hey,
can't
bud.
record on the Steam machine like this that I know of. I don't know why you would. But.
Well, it's a mini computer, so you totally can. And that is also enticing. It's kind of like my work computer, my little Nook. That's essentially what the Steam machine is. It's a mini computer. Um, and I do agree with you. Like, this is also removing the desire to have a game console.
Yes.
That's the other market demographic, because especially if you're saying, okay, 700-800, it's like you're in that wheelhouse of a PlayStation Pro that's going to, in a lot of ways, run circles around what the Steam Deck is going to provide. Now, you're going to have a closed ecosystem, but that's, I guess, what you're
I
paying a
think
little bit of an extra premium for
I
with the
think it
Steam machine,
depends on the
potentially.
game, because you're
So,
saying a PS Pro, PlayStation 5 Pro could run circles around a Steam machine. Now,
likely. Yeah.
I will bring up what we've been duking it out in, and that is The Sims.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that this game was not made for console, but dear God, wow. Okay,
Well, so
it's
on
it's a bit of a struggle bus.
well, but it's not marred with performance issues. Like where I've talked to you about, I tried to run The Sims 4 on the PS4,
Mm-hmm.
and I would love to try it on the PS Pro if I procure one of those, the PS4 Pro, just to see kind of how it does. But on the PS4, it is marred with performance issues.
Yes.
That is not the case on the PS5 or the PS5 Pro. Like, after you've experienced it on the PS4, it's like, oh no, I know what performance issues look like. Now, the game isn't designed or optimized well for console play, for controller play, but it's not like you're not having dips and all kinds of things that are like a bad development effort on say a port. And that's where, okay, with the Steam machine, okay, you'll still be able to like use your Steam controller to play The Sims, or you do the mouse and keyboard solution. But then I argue you can also put a keyboard and a mouse into your PlayStation, your Xbox,
Yes.
and have that experience as well.
I don't know how
So
anybody
it's
builds
tough.
things in The Sims on the controller. I built every single
It's
house
hard.
I've been in, and it is a chore.
Uh,
I will just tell you.
and mine was an edited curation, even. Like, I took that Streamlet single and just furnished it. Like, I didn't do much to it. I moved it a little bit and stretched it out, but it's hard. It is very hard. Which is weird because other games like Jurassic World on PS4, it's so easy to just. It's very well optimized for controller in its build mode. Like, so isn't it weird? Companies just kind of do their own different things, and some of them come together and some of them don't. But yeah, rant aside regarding the Steam machine, I'm still very excited to see what they put out, because,
Right.
oh, excuse me, even if it's dated hardware, um, you're right that it's going to cast a wide net for the majority of games. Okay, I can't max out all the settings in Control and put on path tracing and all the craziness,
Right.
but I should at least be able to get a solid 1080p high frame rate experience out of Control. And horsepower wise in the machine as it's supposed to be right up there with a base PS5. So it's not like you're getting completely debilitated with it. It's just if that comes at a premium at $800, I feel like on the consumer side, you got to have the conversation. Like, that's if you're more comfortable with that console feel and you're buying a Steam machine with intent to have a console feel and you're willing to spend $800, you have some other fighters in the ring, especially
Right.
at $800. You're getting a PS Pro and you're working towards the disc drive on it. Like, you may not have all of the money on it, but Steam Machine ain't gonna come with a disc drive. It's too small. So it's a little bit of a war between those two, depending on price point. I think, and they won't be able to do this with the RAM crisis. $500 would have been
No,
perfect.
I think you're looking 6
I-
to 8 or even 850.
Yeah.
And even that would be sold at a loss, but I think you're going to move so many units that the loss is going to make up for itself. So also on our docket is the Great To Symfinity and Beyond Challenge, in which
we alluded to a little bit.
Bookie, your certified platinum paladin, keeps kicking my ass at, and I'm not very happy about it. So, you know, for a long time on this channel that Haley Joel has been the one to take down the beard duel. Well, no longer is it you, Haley Joel. It is now Surfer Stack.
Surfer
The
Stack.
great Surfer Stack.
The man, the legend. A random man that I made on the PlayStation 4 version of The Sims. And I did two things. I gave him a strap, and I made him bald. He doesn't look like me. He's way too fit. And he has a big old beak. Do I have a big beak?
No.
No, I don't. Here's the thing. This little man is the man who started the journey, because when I began this, you told me on Xbox the only achievement you weren't able to get that was like broken for you was the Channel Surfer one, which requires you got to max out a certain type of radio and a certain type of TV, and of course your handiness skill, otherwise you can't do that stuff. But then you have to listen to all the music, watch all the TV channels. So that's why I named my guy Surfer. And then his last name just came up as Stack, so I just rode with that. I was going for the Channel Surfer achievement. Or trophy in this case for the challenge. And now, yeah, he has almost single-handedly... He's gone Tom Brady on you. He's a dangerous man.
It's very funny, too, because how you got that to pop... And I think it's because I chose children. Now, the trophy is any sim, max piano, max violin. 2 trophies, right? Doesn't say that you can't use children. I use children. It doesn't pop. What do you say? Only you would find this glitch.
A broken itch.
And yes.
Yep. I have run into a couple. So... You guys know, if you've been to my channel, I have been trophy hunting for a long time. It was 6 years maybe
Since
after...
the 1900s.
Yeah, right. 6 years after the Xbox 360 came out, I finally got my PS3, and that's when it started with Assassin's Creed 2 and Uncharted. But before that, I was hunting Xbox achievements from day one on Xbox 360, starting with the likes of Gears of War, Condemned. Jesus, Condemned is a scary one. And Dead Rising, some of those fun ones. So I've been doing it for a really long time. It's one of the most fun ways to play games. It can also be a little bit of a detriment and kind of shock value you if you have choice paralysis from a lot of games. But as I digress. When I went into this, you and I talked at length about what the rules were going to be,
Mhm.
and I heard quite a bit from you about this strategy. These,
Mhm.
oh, I'm gonna implement this,
Playing
I'm
the
gonna do
long
this, I'm
game.
gonna do this, and stuff like that. I can't speak for you, but I've seen your reactions enough to indicate that I think you were pretty surprised
I'm very
that,
surprised
that I came
at
out
how
swinging.
quickly you've pulled things and your dedication to the monotony that is The Sims.
It's just like this game isn't trophy optimized well, as you were saying. I've run into some glitched ones. You've run into, uh, well, you've run into I think the same two that I did,
Yeah, Mischief
with mischief
Mastered.
and
Mm-hmm.
aspirations.
I have not legitimately pulled aspirations yet. I'm
Yeah.
still
Oh, you're
running and
still
gunning
trying
that.
for the
Yes.
5.
Yeah,
Just
so I
those
think
two
it's
playing
it's
weird.
down to the wire now of neither of us have Legacy player, Alphabet Legacy, or Triple Play. Is that correct?
Or basket case.
Or Basket Case.
Yeah. And then you have Birth to Natural Death. I
I
still have to
do.
get that one. But yeah, it really is. It's going to be down to the wire on those, which is cool. Like, and the biggest, I would say, most surprising thing about this is when I read over the list, I told her one night, I'm going to try to get this whole list done in a year. Because
I
you
thought
look at
it
how
was gonna
long it
take
would.
at least a year
Yeah.
and a half to two. And I guess it's
It's
just
taking a month.
it's the storytelling of a 10 generational challenge
Yeah.
that takes a longer time is you're not just sitting there grinding, you're telling a story with your
Mm-hmm.
people. You're building a world, you're building an environment. I'm guessing that's what's adding on to your
Yeah,
gameplay.
which is it's a lot of padding, and it works when you're playing that way. But yeah, as I was going doing the channel surfer, which I think you still have to do,
I do.
um, but also doing like all the skills, I was like, I have been playing this game for a week, and I have over half of the trophies. Like, and then what? 2 weeks go by, and I'm within like 5 or 6
Yes. Now
of the
I've heard
platinum.
it said
Like
that
it's kind of easy.
someone who was strategically trying for triple play and talking about their strategy, it took them 60 days.
Hmm.
60 in-game days or 60 real days. Do you know?
So I don't know, but I have seen the same post. It seemed like 60 actual days, but then I had come across that one I was telling you about where this person had moved them and a bunch of girls into a house so he could work on all their trades and get them all outfitted with super fertile. Then him like he sets this entire table
Mm-hmm.
and then lays down a save. Try for baby, kick out of the house. Try for baby, kick out of the house. Try for baby, kick out of the house. Kicks them all out, and then he waited for a phone call from each of them. So okay, move one in. Oh, she only came with one baby. Okay, well, I'm writing her down. She's only gonna have one baby,
Mm-hmm.
right? And another one. Oh, nope, that one came in with one as well. Nope. Oh, this one came in with three, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that didn't pop the trophy because she wasn't in the house,
Right. So
right?
then moving
But he
her
wrote
in.
her down, reloaded his save, kicked everyone else out of the house, kept her, bam, there's your
I think
triplets.
what's funny
So
to
it's an
me
interesting little
is I did
strategy.
start that
Um,
grind a little bit the other day because I have two Sims that have super fertile, and that would be Beatrice and Tom the mailman. That's not his name, but he was my mailman, so he is the mailman.
Tom.
Yes. Um,
Tom Hanks.
and it was very
The
funny
mailman.
because she's already had one set of twins, and I'm looking at you and I'm saying, how funny would it be if I pop it now? If I pop it now. And then he's laughing at me because I'm over here like, one baby, Beatrice? Come on!
Yeah, she didn't even have twins on the first round. She's, oh, yeah, it's going to be great when I pop it now. And then she just got a single baby. She didn't even get twins.
Just
like,
the one baby, actually.
yeah. Your experience is going to give you leaps and bounds of versatility and how you're going to be able to do stuff, because I don't know I don't know the nuance of the game. But I also remember telling you the only thing I have going for me is I hunt trophies. I do that a lot. So I know how to grind stuff out and I know how to do it quick. And so far that has been my only saving grace in this whole thing, is like, oh, I figured out how to do handiness and stuff. Oh, look at this skill thing. Oh, that says 1, I'll work on that next. And that's just kind of how I did it. And that fell into other stuff and helped with careers and traits. You know, the traits thing.
Yeah.
If my skills didn't set me up for traits, I think you would have been ahead of me most of the way. Because once I hit the traits, that was when it was like, oh, well, now I can just stay up all night. And when I start a new job, I start halfway through the career path. Like, it's like, oh, man. Like, and just kind of fall into it from those skills. So if you're new to The Sims, work on those skills. It'll help.
ABS.
ABS.
Always be skill building.
Oh, always be simming. That's what I thought. Like,
so
I
besides
think you were talking about my abs.
to Infinity and Beyond, what is coming to the Paladevin YouTube channel?
Well, of course, a lot of vibe chat. I like talking about the different platforms, kind of what's rattling up in my brain. Because this year is a non-purchase year, so being able to go back and play on different platforms and see what I've got and just kind of sit back and enjoy the experience. There's one purchase that, you know, it's there, and that's the Resident Evil Requiem. The pre-order, the lock-in, all of that, like, that's a thing that's coming to the channel. Not a full playthrough though. There will likely be a Steam Deck review on that game at some point, just because it's Resident Evil, and there you go. Because I got to see how it runs on there.
If someone has a Switch too, could you please put a playthrough of that up? Because I would be interested to know.
To see how it plays on the Switch too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and that would also be a fun thing to at least have some of the more intensive spots during the deck reviews. Here's how it's running on the deck and handheld mode and stuff. But yeah, like I've already talked to you as well about with Resident Evils. I know you want to play the game. I burn through those games. So, you know, you'll likely either be hanging out with me on my playthrough, or you'll have your own save.
And I'm interested to see, because we've talked about even just gaming as a couple and playing games that are couch co-op, how much better I've gotten just in the past 2 years from putting the work in, putting the time in.
Split fiction.
So I'm interested to see how this Resident Evil runs for me, and if it feels as difficult as to make. I'm really interested in it. If I try it and I'm not vibing, I will sit and watch you play it. But I would like to give it a run, like to give it a shot.
I mean, here's the best way you go about it is, you know, if we're calling a spade and doing it the right way and playing the way that I guess it's supposed, you know, you're a girl. Grace is a girl.
Well, I hear that there is a story
you could do
mode
Grace.
that makes it a lot easier, and that is kind of
like assisted.
Where I would live.
You don't want to do the ink ribbons mode?
No, thanks.
We have to manually save?
No ink ribbons. I don't like that. I don't like that for me. But yeah, coming to the Noisy Face channel, besides The Sims, we got a lot of Sims. We got 2 Symfinity and Beyond. We got the Garden Legacy Challenge. We're in Generation 7 of 10.
Not 6.
And we have Tiny Town. We're on our second Tiny Towner of 8. Any, of course, Sims one-off, should they release, like, special events or things that you have to do. But for the month of February, I'm going to be testing out Heartopia. I don't know how that's going to go. I don't like multiplayer games. And Animal Crossing is not my really like big cup of tea. So we'll see how Heartopia goes, but I thought, we can kind of go through an experience of that.
Well, I mean, if that sucks, you could finally go back and beat all the Kingdom Hearts games. Hard. February. Just beat them all in February. It's not that hard.
When you beat Chain of Memories, we'll talk about that.
What do you mean?
The card game.
So you'll beat all the Kingdom Hearts games if I beat Chain of Memories?
No. No, I've taken the Pepsi
I was
challenge.
gonna say, man, are you sure?
With you.
Because I will become the best.
It's
I will be
hold on,
Kingdom.
I'm actually playing it right now.
Right. Pull it out on the Steam Deck and just dun 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 dun. Dun. I just beat it.
God damn it, Dominic! Go back to sleep.
Oh God. Yeah, another unrated underwhelming, I guess, thing about the Steam Deck before we wrap. That thing, like I said earlier, is a JRPG machine. I put up a Steam Deck review for Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. It runs those games so well. Like 2.8 is going to be a fun test, but I will be putting up a Steam Deck review for Kingdom Hearts 3 just to see how that runs too, cuz like the idea of being able to play that natively on the PC
to see how it handles different parts of the game. So where my thought goes to what I have played of Kingdom Hearts 3 is, for example, the beginning with your fight with the Rock Titan.
Yeah. And
then you're dancing when you're in Tangled.
Mm-hmm.
Just very different elements.
Oh,
but, with QTEs, I'd be interested to see
how
responsive that is.
I think when I do my Kingdom Hearts thing, because I've thought about doing that this year as well, as like a kind of a deck showcase and hanging out and just playing it, trying to maybe get all of the achievements in at least the first game.
I had said
and doing Kingdom Hearts. So that'd be cool.
Developer showcase and things like that were starting to air. I had said that if Kingdom Hearts 4 gets announced, I will beat Kingdom Hearts 3, and yet no Kingdom Hearts 4 for me.
No.
But
no, the only one you gotta look out for is the real one. When Resident Evil Code Veronica gets announced,
I will limp my way through it. Okay.
You're gonna play both of them. You're gonna play the original and the remake just to be able to compare and contrast.
That is a lie.
I'll teach you the infinite herb glitch.
So as you were saying the other day, I did want to bring this up before we wrap, which is, you were saying the other day, okay, well, I'm on the road to Requiem. I'm almost finished up with the playthrough of all my Resident Evil games. We're a month away from Requiem, and you're saying, well, I can't pick up anything now.
Yeah, not a new game anyway.
Because I have to keep that portion of my plate clean for Requiem to come on it. And then there's me, who's like, Sims, Heartopia, and I still gotta finish freaking Paper Mario.
Mm-hmm. Well, and so yeah, it's kind of it's like a buffet. It's what it is. Because you were talking about this before. It's like, okay, do you just stack your plate? And usually I do. This is actually something that I'm trying to work on.
I have plate compartments.
Yes.
And you come in with this mountain of
pancakes. Anyway, well, but that's how I usually play games as well. And it's just a lot of things I've talked to you about just taking a step back and being selective, a little more selective with my time. Because yeah, I want to replay games, but last night what I did is I am working through all of those Resident Evil games. Last night I made this decision. Every single one that I have beaten so far this year. Now granted, yeah, RE0, RE1, RE2, all the ones I beat at the end of last year, they're still there. But Revelations, 5, 4 make, all the stuff that I've beaten up here, and cleared them off of my drive so far. Because it's like, alright, I've experienced those this year. So unless I'm gonna go back and like get the platinum trophy or something like that and have a purpose to going back, I want to remove that replay from being a potential like yeah I'm gonna play Revelations again or something like that, right? And it's a little more just intentionality with my times. What I talked to you about with the Steam Deck putting JRPGs on it, it's like that gives me a reason to go pick up the Steam Deck. So okay, all right, I feel like playing Dragon Quest 11. I'll do a replay of that on the Steam Deck if I'm going to play it, right? Cool. By the way, that Dragon Quest 7 has a demo. I'm gonna need to play it. But then I might be tempted to buy it, which is gonna suck because I love a good Dragon Quest game.
I have been tempted to buy a few things, but having the buying freeze has really made me think, and I know we're only into January, but for example, when Tiny Bookshop goes down to 20, it's a game that I do really want to play, and for $20, that's going to get, a meal at McDonald's, let's say, for the two of us.
Two meals at Applebee's.
With that same thing. But it's the thought of, when I come home with my McDonald's, I'm not going to leave the McDonald's in my refrigerator for months.
Yeah.
And then eat it like later. And it wouldn't even, if I buy Tiny Bookshop, I'm probably not even going to play it within this year. So it's really made me evaluate of, if I break this freeze, not only is it going to be worth the value, because Tiny Bookshop would be, but is it worth the time? Is it worth setting everything else aside? And at this point, it just really has not been for me.
Yeah, well, and I get that. And that's segmenting your time, but also like being realistic. And that's what I was telling you about, like replays and things like that. That's why I'm kind of reserving. Oh, if I'm gonna go for all of the gamer score for something and have it be a replay, it's probably gonna be like on Xbox, because that's kind of the catch-all. And I got friends, and you play for achievements on there, and it's a little more fun to have the community aspect. Whereas like looking forward, so when I re-experience Kingdom Hearts 3, I want to do it on the Steam Deck where I'm not as worried about the trophies, and I can just kind of sit back and enjoy the experience. So there's all kinds of fun nuance to it. I just thought it was funny because we had talked about the buffet thing, and usually I am the guy I'm playing 5 or 6 games at a time and stuff like that, and I've really tried to step off of that and be very focused on I'm playing Resident Evil right now, so I'm gonna do this only.
It's interesting to watch you bide your time in a strategic fashion. Normally you're biding your time without intent to. You're biding your time because you're not sure what you want to play, and nothing's grabbing you and nothing's hooking you, and the second you boost up the game, you can't just start playing it. You have to play with the sound, and you have to play with all the options that are available to you. Like you have to try it on the computer if it's there, and you have to try it on this TV or that TV or whatever setup. Like you can't just sit down and start.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting to see you hold off in a strategic fashion. Maybe the buying freeze has changed us as gamers.
I hope that in some capacity it has, because it is a different frame of mind as well. Like, I can only speak for me in this regard, but like, I'm not consuming to like consume. Everyone likes to have the new games and try out all kinds of new stuff, and I'm like that with tech. I love my PS5 Pro. I love my little Ambernick SP. I love the 3DS. Everything that we have. I don't even need to say it. I've already said the Steam Deck like 1,000 times. Like, I love all that. And that's why, like, I'm trying to designate, okay, if I'm going to play this type of game, I'm going to do it over here. If I'm going to go back and play a PS1 game, maybe I'll play it on the Embernick and have that different experience with it.
I think it should be the
that way you get a little versatility
that they suggest when you do thrifting and things, and to not have a lot of clutter in your life. I think the model for me with games moving forward would be, for every 3 games that I put the time into or beat, that is when you pick up the new one, when you
Mhm.
buy the new one. And with the library that we've amassed, I have so many new things that are now old things because they've been sitting on the shelf for so
For
long
so long.
that
Yeah.
it's going to be a hard sell for me. Where it's like, okay, if Kingdom Hearts 4 came out tomorrow, would I clear my plate for that in February? I don't know because I have committed to the idea of playing Heartopia. So that could be, maybe this is what I'm going to sit on. And I'll tell you what, with Kingdom Hearts, I've learned my lesson. It is shiny, it's new, it's bright, it's simple and clean, if you will.
It's not Resident Evil.
And yet, I don't think that I'm going to pay full price for that. I
Yeah.
really don't, because I was burned so hard by Kingdom Hearts 3. And I still have. I got
want
that
you to beat
midnight
that
launch.
game. Yeah.
And I can't, and
No,
and even as
I
much
hear
as
you.
I say I want to play Dispatch, and I want to play it even more now to see why the censorship is what it is. Like,
Yeah.
how much nudity are we talking? Because I understand for some people nudity is a hard go, but now
A hard go.
I'm very interested, or a hard stop. I mean, there are two. There are two.
So I think I'm pretty sure you meant a hard no, but sometimes it's a hard no. Most times it's a hard go. All right.
Like, and I grew up in a very conservative
Collect
household.
$200,
So
man.
it's going to be very interesting of me to see.
Yeah.
Are we talking like this is censored because it's on the level of The Boys? Or are we talking this is censored because it's on the level of Family Guy?
Game of Thrones.
Or Game of Thrones. Those are two very different things.
Right.
And so I'm very interested to see what it has to offer.
Well, the cool thing is that, like, by the time we go to cross that, it'll end up being like when I added Balatro to the Steam Deck.
Yes.
It had dropped down. It was like $8 when I got it. Like, so it's one of those opportunities where, okay, yeah, I've got Dispatch on my wish list for a while. Oh, okay, now I'll be able to get it, and I'll get it at a value.
Lucky for
that
you,
will be the hardest thing this year.
Dispatch day one.
Oh, you have it already.
Was waiting to play it because with the episodic games, I don't like to have to wait, and it's not just from a streaming culture that I've become accustomed to.
Say you're a binger.
When I clear a spot on my plate, there's danger of food migrating into that spot.
What
so
do you
I need
have
to
in
be
your food?
able to hard goes.
Applebee's has rats.
I have to have the time to segment that, and then there's been a lot of change and a lot of stuff with us to where I have the new job now, and now I have to commute, and so that's balancing adult life.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah,
everything.
That's the whole dynamic of what we have been saying. Is just it's a mind shift. Like, it starts as simple as, okay, we're not adding any new games or anything, but also it's like, okay, when you're faced with the choice paralysis or the whole library, you're looking at the whole thing, how do I compartmentalize it to where I am maximizing my time efficiently? Because I like to tinker with stuff, and I also love replaying games. I have a lot of favorite games that I love to go back and re-experience. Like that, not long ago, I was playing Resident Evil 5 for the first time since RE Village came out, and I was like, bro, I need to play this like way more, because it was just awesome going back to visit it.
The one that gets me in that realm is Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah.
That is one that I will always be down to replay and always pick up to replay. Yeah.
Well, and it's what I said too with like Final Fantasy VII getting this edition that's being put on the Steam Deck. I'm not sure if you had heard a little bit of that because you were taking care of the dog, but they're going to have the 2013 edition, which is the one I have on Steam, but also, like, for free, they're releasing an updated version of it on Steam that'll likely have all the bells and whistles, like the Switch version and stuff like that. And for me, it's just like, well, I want to see if this actually, like, plays better and is better optimized without that dumb launcher or anything like that than the other one, because if so, like, it's another great JRPG, and that would be like, I haven't played FF7 OG since I got all the achievements in it, and that's maybe like 4 years ago now. So it's, that cues up another like, oh, haven't played FF7 in a while, like, and then makes you want to play remake and stuff like that. So it's a balancing act with the new stuff, but then the old stuff, and that's why I said is, all right, I beat Revelations, I've beaten Resident Evil 7. I'm gonna clear those from the PlayStation so that I'll still see their thumbnail, but I have to go through the act of installing them and all that rigmarole
Yes.
if I want to play them again. So it's a commitment time sink at that point. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on in my little world when you're surrounded by the library. Sounds like you're doing a lot of the same thing. So, yeah, it's just interesting, the whole purchase narrative, that whole, I mean, just not. Like, there are games that are coming out. I know there's stuff that you want to play, and, you know, 007 getting delayed sucks, but it's like, hey, that's all right, because, I'll have plenty of time long after it comes out. Dragon Quest is the hard one, because I know if I download that demo, like, I have that game on PS1.
For me, it's Fatal Frame. It's knowing that Fatal Frame is going to launch in up 2 months, practically, and it's going to have a full playable demo, and if you play the demo, you can transfer your save file over, which is huge to me.
I did not buy this game at a store. This game was bought from a store by my mom when I was itty bitty, because she was looking for a game that was like Legend of Legaia that she thought I would like. Dragon Warrior 7 still has cracks on the case from my youth. I have never played this. It is in mint condition because I have never played it. And there's a remake coming out for it. Is that not surreal? There's a part of me that wants to be like, hey, I can't get the remake right now. I've got a PlayStation 1. Why not play this on like the CRT and go through that journey? So there's all kinds of little fun stuff. Like you said with Fatal Frame, is there are ways we could play Fatal Frame because we have a PS2, right? So, there's all kinds of fun ways to be able to do things. And that's what makes video games fun, as you guys know, because we talk about video games on our channel.
No.
Whether it's bearded Sora voice actors or Surfer Stack. We're always talking about something on our channel. Mostly video games, though. Well, I know we said we were going to wrap it up and then went on another tangent because that's just
we
what
need
we
the
do.
playoff music.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Please wrap it up. That one's for Keely. He's going to give me that look. Anyway. That's going to take care of it for January. Lot of craziness, and it's going to get even more crazy because the next time we will be chatting will be likely the last day of February. One day after.
43 by then.
Yes, you will. That'll be one day after, though, Resident Evil Requiem will be on the market.
I'll have to pull him away
to
make the recording. You'll see him like this.
Yeah, the whole time you're just gonna be talking. I'm gonna be over here, right here.
Hold on,
Hey, yeah. Welcome to the Button Mash cast. Yep, I'm here. Don't worry. Don't worry about me. No. That'll be fun. We'll be able to talk about, because I'm sure we'll both have at least a little time with the game.
Yeah.
So it'll be fun to talk about that.
For sure.
But yeah, as I said just a moment ago, this has been the Button Mash
Mug Smash
podcast. I am Pallet Evans speaking for Noisy Face. We will see you guys next time.